Happy Monday, coming off another winning weekend, and we got a huge slate today. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back. Hope everyone had a great weekend out there. As for the bets, we went 8-3 over the weekend, so you got to love that. And the only three losses, we lost two of the three on the hook, so I do like the reads we had. We went 0-2 on the only two one-unit plays I had. As you can tell, I'm losing my voice. I'm sick, so bear with me during this video. But on the 9 half-unit plays I put this weekend, we went 8-1. Unfortunately, we just didn't win the 1 units. But we'll go over all the recap in just a little bit. Real quick, though, Outlier. Any graphics you see on this video will be from an app called Outlier. It is the best betting research tool on the market right now. I use it every single day. If you want to try it out, click that link below. You get a 7-day free trial that's in the description. So let's get it started here, and that means I got a dad joke. So here we go. I have a friend who has a stutter, and he's getting sent to prison. I'm afraid he's not going to finish his sentence. Not bad. In this video, we're going to recap the weekend. Like I said, 8-3, and then we're going to give you the injury report and also let you know all the teams that are on the back-to-back because there are an absolute ton of them. And then we'll give you our best bets, maybe some leans, and finish it up with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, click that Discord link. Completely free to join. Got over 4,500 people in it, and we talk sports every single day. So let's get it rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. The 8-3 overall weekend. I played it safe this weekend. I did a lot of half-unit plays. I wish I did not, but you know what it is. What it is. Friday, real quick. I won't talk about every single one of them. But we went 4-1. 3 of the 4 were pretty easy winners. Jared Allen was a little tough actually, but Kevin Durant was an all-time legendary cash. I mean, he hit a 3-ball with at the buzzer to go into overtime, gave him 24 points, and then he went over and over in the overtime. He just was not looking for a shot early in the game. I don't know what was going on, but he still went over. So that was a nice win. And the only loss that day again was on the hook. So you gotta love the reads when you win 4 out of 5, and the only loss was on the hook. Keon Ellis did not get it done. And then Saturday, 3-0 weekend. Why didn't I go 1 unit on everyone? I have no idea. I really wish I did. But Giannis under 5.5 assists. I think he ended with 4 on that one. Nice plus 120 winner. CJ McCollum got a little lucky with this one because he was on fire shooting threes early in the game. Got some easy buckets on transition and kickouts and things like that. But he still went under because of an absolute blowout. And that's the beauty of an under. And then Josh Giddey over 16.5 points. Probably one of the best reads of the weekend. Giddey's been on an absolute roll if you guys don't know yet. So that was a nice easy winner. And then we moved to Sunday. I finally said, you know what? I'm going to make 2 1-unit plays. I really like these ones. And of course, they both lose. And it's only one was on the hook. The other one was pretty much on the hook. But Drummond under 15.5 PAs, the only half-unit play. Absolute easy win. He didn't play a lot. He was sick. I think he got played off the court a little bit. Then it was a blowout. Either way, if he played more, I think we had it. McDaniels under 14.5 points. He came out like his hair was on fire. Scored 6 of the first 8 points. Went absolutely crazy. Finally settled down. Too little, too late. He had a really good shooting night. He was very efficient, and he ended with 16 still. So we lost that one. And then Laravia, if you guys were sweating that out with us on the Discord, it was a late night, Sunday night sweat. He played a ton of minutes. He was on the closing team. Went to overtime, had more. He was stuck on 10 PRs for a very long time, and we thought we're going to overtime. He'll for sure score 1 point or grab 1 rebound, right? No, it was the Zach LaVine show. He ball hogged every possession. They ended up losing that game in overtime, but just a brutal loss right there. So either way, 8-3 weekend, we won a little under 2 units, so we'll take it. But that is the weekend recap we have for you. And now let's talk the injury report. All right, here we go. I know some of you guys mentioned you liked them. We'll try to do this as much as we can. But I want to go over the injury report. It's a big slate. So we got 2 pages. We're also going to talk about back-to-backs. But you see 76ers, Hawks, nothing really new there except Trae Young questionable. But the big 3 are out for the Sixers. And then Wizards, Raptors, Jakob Poeltl, Grady Dick, Jacoby Walter all out. And then Brogdon, Smart, and Middleton for the Wizards. And then Jazz, Celtics, you guys know. Jazz are a mess. I mean, the whole starting 5, maybe Kessler plays. But Tatum, Horford, and Kristaps Porzingis all questionable. Really hard to make a bet when you have that many injuries. And then Hornets and Heat, Wiggins and Hero are both probable. Nurkic questionable. Again, all this is the night before. So, again, check it out again if you guys are seeing this on the day of. Lakers Nets, LeBron, Rui are out. Hayes and Luka are questionable. Cam Thomas is out for the Nets. And then Nuggets, Thunder. Aaron Gordon got hurt and left early in that game on Sunday. He's questionable to play this game. I would doubt he plays, but you never know. Pacers at Bulls. Halliburton and McConnell both questionable. White and Vucevic probable for the Bulls, and then Lonzo for the Bulls is doubtful. Magic Rockets, Amen Thompson, that's a big one. He is going to be out that game, and Fred VanVleet is questionable. So that's page one. Now page two, the rest of the matchups, JJJ still out. Santi Aldama is questionable, and then PJ Washington questionable. Obviously, we still have Gafford, Lively, Kyrie, all the guys that have been out forever. I didn't include those guys, but the Blazers, Warriors, Avdia, and Ayton are out. B-Pods and Kuminga. Kuminga's been out for a while. And then Knicks at Kings. Jalen Brunson will be out this game, and then Monk and Sabonis. So big-time players in that one. And as you can see there on the right side, teams on the back-to-back today. Just want to kind of point this out to you guys so you have it on one screen, kind of hopefully to help make it easier for you guys. But we have 10 teams. I'm not going to list them, but we have a crap ton of teams on a back-to-back today. So even though it's a big slate, tread carefully. There's a ton of injuries, and this is just the night before. More will pop up with illnesses, probably rest, all that kind of stuff. So that's what we got for the entire injury report. And now let's talk the point guards. All right, we start with the defenses giving up the most points to the point guard position. 76ers facing Trae Young. Trae's a stud, obviously, 26 points per game. Sixers, 28 points per game, really struggling against the point guard position. And the Nets facing the Lakers. Luka, who is questionable to play, averaging 24.7. Nets, 26.3. All these stats are in the last 30 days. And, of course, if the team are players in green, that just means they are playing today. So that's the points. Now let's head over to the rebounds. And surprisingly, only one matchup here. The Wizards facing the Raptors. Emmanuel quickly, 4.5 rebounds per game. Wizards giving up 6.3. And then you see the Mavericks at the very top giving up a ton. 8.8 rebounds to the point guard position. So let's head over to the assists now. We got a lot of matchups here. Sixers facing Trae Young again, as you can see. Pacers facing Josh Giddey. You know, he plays some forward. He's a point forward type guy right now. So, trying to guess some of these positions is tough. And then we got the Bulls down there playing the Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, 10.8 assists per game. Bulls giving up 8.8. Then we got Denver down there also facing SGA, who's has 6.9 assists per game, and Denver also giving up 8.8. And then there's all the rest of the matchups and the guys that are playing today as well. So hopefully these help you get some overs. If you're new to the channel, we do a new position every single day of the week, as well as some other research help and injury reports and things. But now, if you're looking for some unders, let's look at the toughest matchups for point guards. Again, all the last 30 days, courtesy of #basketball. That's the website I go off of. Fewest points per game to point guards. There you see all of them. Cavs aren't playing today, but Nuggets, Lakers, Thunders, and Pacers are in the top 5 for fewest points given up. Obviously, LeBron not playing for the Lakers for about a week or two, but fewest rebounds given up. You see the Pacers up there again. So top 5 in both of these versus the point guard position. And then over them, the fewest assists. Blazers have been crushing it when it comes to not allowing assists and how they play defense. 6.3 given up. Warriors are there along with the Raptors as well. And there's all the rest of the team. So that's what we got for the entire point guard position and the injury report. Now it is time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Toronto, Canada, where the Raptors host the Washington Wizards. Raptors -7. Total on this one is 232. I got a 1-unit play. Best bet is an over. Give me RJ Barrett over 27.5 points plus rebounds, -125 on DraftKings. This is the second time in 3 days the Raptors and the Wizards will be playing. So let's dive into Outlier and kind of look at some more numbers for this bet here. And we're going to start out with Mr. Barrett in the last 10 games. So as you can see, he's over in 6 of the last 10. And really in 9 of these 10, he's been right there at the line. But he's averaging 27.9 PRs per game in the last 10. So let's scroll down a little bit and kind of look at some more numbers. Rebound chances, he's averaging 8.8 rebound chances per game and 16.5 field goal attempts per game. So I want to show you one other thing now. So let's go back up to the top. And you can see we can go to 2024 and we can go games without, and we're going to say Jakob Poeltl because obviously he is not playing in this one, as you guys know. And it's a big reason why, it's one of the reasons why I like this bet. As you can see, you go down below in 2024 without Jakob Poeltl. How about over this line in 7 of 7 games? We'll take that. He's averaging 30.71. So, about 3 more per game than what we just saw in the last 10. All 7, by the way, were with Scotty Barnes, in case you're curious, because he is playing this game. So let's scroll down now and look at a little bit more behind the numbers without Jakob Poeltl. And if we start out with the rebound chances again, he's averaging 10.4 rebound chances. As you can see, without Poeltl, he's averaging a couple more rebound chances per game. You like to see that. Much bigger rebounder. And then you see the field goals as well, right around the same there. But on top of all this, you also have Grady Dick and Jacoby Walter that are both out. So, he's going to be playing big minutes. We know that. The matchup, he just played the Wizards on Sunday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday, but he still went over this line, even though he shot 7 for 17 Wizards are about average versus small forwards for points and rebounds. I mean, it's the Wizards. We know what they do exactly. But the Raps want their revenge. They lost the first game to them. I expect big minutes, a lot of volume. And I included the rebounds because I like the rebound chances. You could go PRAs. I think he needs like 5 to break even. Sometimes he'll go 3 or 4, or go 7 or 8 assists. But either way, I'm going to stick to points and rebounds. I think he has a good game here. And again, even if he didn't shoot 7 for 17, he would have went way over this line as well in the last game. So give me Rowan Alexander Barrett Jr. over 27.5 points plus rebounds as my first best bet. All right, this next one takes us out to Miami, Florida, where the Heat host the Charlotte Hornets. Heat minus 9.5. Total in this one is 216.5. I have an under. Give me Miles Bridges under 24.5 points, minus 125. Saw this on ESPN Bet as well as on DraftKings. I'm going to go a half unit here. This can be a little scary with how he's been playing last couple games. But really, as of now, LaMelo and Mark Williams are going to play in this game. The big one is LaMelo. Now, this is kind of one of the reasons why I did a half unit. LaMelo can be ruled out at any time. It just happens all the time this season, it feels like. But let's talk stats with LaMelo Ball playing because we're going to assume there. But as you can see by this outlier screenshot, he's under this line in 25 of 33 games. That's 76% hit rate, averaging only 20.36 points per game. He did have a big game in his last one with LaMelo scoring 46 versus Cleveland. I think LaMelo fouled out earlier or something, but either way, he had a great game, 46, which is also driving this line up. It's a good sell high spot here, in my opinion. He's averaging 16 field goal attempts per game in the 33 games with LaMelo. Now, to compare what that means for when LaMelo is not playing, he averages 4 more shots per game when LaMelo's not on. So obviously LaMelo playing is a huge deal. He's averaging 22 points per game with LaMelo out as well. But matchup here, he played them once, scored 16 all the way back in October. It's hard to really say what that's worth. I think Brandon Miller was even playing then. So Heater about average versus power forwards, probably a slightly above average for Bridges himself, honestly. But I just think this line is a little too high for what his usage is. The cherry on top, Heater playing at the second slowest pace in the NBA the last 10 games. So we see a lower total here. We're going to get a slower pace along with less volume with LaMelo on the floor. Like I said, he's like 16 field goal attempts per game compared to 20. He's gone over this in over 75% of games. So a really good one here. And then at the very end, of course, you get a 9.5 point spread. A blowout is always an under's best friend. So that's possible as well. So give me the under 24.5 points for Miles and Miles of Bridges as my second best bet. This third one takes us out to Chicago where the Bulls host the Indiana Pacers. Pacers minus 4.5. Total in this one is 242.5. That's giving me my third and final bet on this video, even though it's a big slate, a ton of back-to-backs, not a lot of props coming out, and it's ugly with all the injury reports. So we're going to play it safe here the night before, but there will be added plays, don't you worry. But my third best bet, after all that rambling, Trey Jones over 15.5 points plus assists, minus 120 on Bet365. This is not out on all the books yet, but on Bet365, you can get this right now. I'm going to go half unit, and the reason is because it's a small sample size with Trey Jones. So here's the deal if you don't know much about him. He has entered the starting lineup with Lonzo Ball out, and he's expected to be out yet again. The last 4 games is what we're looking at. That's when he's played with the starters. He's over this line in all 4 games. 17, 16, 24, and 20 PAs. And this is what I love to see. He's played 27, 33, 30, and 33 minutes in those 4 games. I mean, his minutes have completely gone through the roof compared to what he was playing. So that's what you like to see. But I don't have potential assist numbers for the very last game. But in the 3 games before that, he averaged a little over 10 potential assists per game. He had 12, 13, and 7. And honestly, I expect 12, 13 again. The 7 was against Orlando, one of the best teams at limiting assists in the entire league, as you guys know. He took 6 and 9 field goal attempts the first 2 games as he was trying to feel his role in this offense. But he's really gained confidence. You can see lately he's taken 12 and 11 field goal attempts, really shooting the ball well. With minutes, Trey Jones is a guy who's proven he can produce. If you look at last year, again, with the Spurs, take it for what it is. I'm just trying to tell you how productive he can be. In the games he played 27 or more minutes last year, he was over in 33 of 43 games. So it doesn't mean he's guaranteed to do it because of that. I'm just letting you know when he's on the court, and we haven't seen it much this year because he hasn't played a lot of minutes. He's been coming off the bench. He can get the job done as he's done in the last 4 games. Matchup versus the Pacers, as you saw earlier, in the last 30 days, they've given up the 8th most assists per game. And again, that matchup we talked about earlier in the video was against Giddey. Giddey handles the point guard as well. That's why we included him. Trey Jones is at very small sample size. Trey Jones does start as the official point guard, but they both handle the ball, as you guys know. And they have actually been pretty good against point guards and points allowed. But I'm not too worried as Trey Jones will not be getting their best defender, in my opinion, because he's not their number 1 option to score. So I'm expecting another 28 plus minutes. Would not be surprised if he's in the 30s yet again here. I think this line is a bit slow to move for his new role, at least as of now. 242 and a half total. We expect a faster pace game, a lot of possessions, a lot of points here. So give me Trey Jones over 15 and a half points and assists as my third and final best bet. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The three best bets so far. RJ Barrett over 27.5 points plus rebounds, minus 125 for 1 unit. Miles Bridges under 24.5 points for a half unit, minus 125 as of the night before on DK and ESPN Bet. And then Trey Jones of the Bulls over 15.5 points plus assists, minus 120 for a half unit. Again, even though it's a huge slate, a ton of back to back, not a lot of props out, a lot of injury news. I don't want to throw 3, 4, 5 units the night before we know all the lineups and everything. So I will definitely be adding plays tomorrow. It will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord like usual. But if you haven't already hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. I just want to say thank you guys for all the support day in and day out. I really appreciate it as we get down the stretch run of the NBA regular season. But hope you guys have a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.